You've decided you want to be a professional photographer and you're going to charge clients a fee to do the photography. So you have all your equipment, you got your business card ready, and you're ready to go out and start making money. No, you're not. There's a lot of things you need to have in place to make things right and to protect yourself before you just start grabbing your gear and going out and starting to do events. So we're going to talk about those things. Very controversial issue, but we're going to talk about it anyway, and let's get to it. So you now need to get a legitimate business, and this is the working end of being in the photography world. You have to register your business. So you have to go down to whatever principality is in your state, and you have to go in and normally download the documents before you go so you have everything filled out. Makes things so much simpler. You can just basically Google, I need to start a business in Florida, in Texas, in Connecticut, and you will be provided with all the information you need to start that business. So you have to register a business. You normally have to search and see if that name has been used any other places. And then after you have come up with your business name, you need to have an EIN. And this is for your tax purposes, for paying your taxes on the business. It's a business. You have to set everything up like any other business is set up. You need to have a bank account. You need to have a sales tax permit. You need to have liability insurance. I cannot stress the liability insurance enough. Sometimes you can post a bond to cover your business, or you can buy this insurance per event, so that if you're not doing a lot of events, this might be a less expensive way, but you need to have your insurance if you're going to do an event. Now, when I say the word event, I'm talking about anything where you go out and you are charging a client a fee to provide a service. So if we're talking real estate, or you're talking wedding photography, or you're taking pictures of a baby, that's an event. All these things are event, and you need to have all these things already done before you start doing something like that, because you are putting yourself in a position of liability, and things can go south very quickly. So get your liability insurance. Check with your state what is required for you to do that kind of business, because it does vary a little bit sometimes from state to state. Some things you might also want to look into having is a website so that you can promote your business. And you definitely are going to have to download different contracts depending on what kind of photography shoot you're going to do. I'm not talking about model releases right now or copyright releases, but if you take a photograph and you use it for an MLS in a real estate photography shoot, you need to have a contract that basically stipulates that they are allowed to use that photograph for their MLS at their company to promote that property that they're selling. Now, what you don't want to see is you don't want to give up all your rights on those photographs. You want to maintain the rights to the photographs. You want them to use them as they see fit to sell that property. But what you don't want to see is you don't want to go down the road and look up and see a giant billboard promoting that real estate company, and they're using your photograph. If you haven't got those contracts in place, things like that can happen, and you're not going to get paid. Now, I'm going to take for granted you did all those things and that's completely finished, and now you're going to produce your business card. And I'm going to kind of blow this one up. This is when I was doing business in Tennessee, so don't call the number. It was associated to a phone I got specifically for this business. Now, you don't want to necessarily use your home phone and answer it saying, hey, this is so-and-so. You're a business now. You want to pick that phone up every single time and say, hey, this is Andy at Drone Zone Photos. How may I help you? It's a business. You got to sell your business, and one of the ways to do it is get you a phone on a limited contract basis, and sometimes they're called burner phones, and have that associated to your business. It's very important to look professional in that way. The other thing I'm going to promote or accentuate in this video is that liability insurance. This is where it causes problems sometimes with people, because once again they say, I've been doing this for years, never had any problems. Great. If anything happens and you're being paid by someone to provide a service and something happens during that service that causes damage or injury, you're going to be held liable. So that's where the liability insurance comes in, or sometimes you can post a bond to your business that will cover you in that type of situation. What can happen? I don't know how many shoots you've been on, but anything can happen. Things happen on every single shoot, and most of the time they're small things that can be easily taken care of. But in that instance where it's not a small thing, you have to be financially prepared to be able to handle it. If you are doing a real estate photography shoot and you have finished all your interior work and now you're going to take your drone out and you have your 107A license to fly the drone, you check the airspace and it's not restricted airspace in any way. If it is, you have to get a permit to be able to fly. So you find out there's no restricted airspace and you take your drone off and you're doing some photography. Let me tell you something that happens to drones. Birds don't like them, and it is not unusual for a bird to attack your drone. Now, if a bird hits your drone, knocks it out of the sky, and that drone comes down and hits somebody's property and causes some damage, or it hits somebody and causes damage, you're going to be held liable for that. So that's a situation where having this LLC company and the liability insurance protects your personal assets from being seized because of a situation like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe not enjoyed, but got something out of the video. So important to have everything set up correctly if you're going to have your photography business. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button, like, share it, leave some comments. I'm going to get some comments on this one. Anytime I talk about anything that has to do with legalities, I get comments. But I hope it was beneficial for you. Don't get overwhelmed by the amount of information I gave you. Do it little by little. Do it step by step. It is tedious getting all the paperwork and getting everything signed, getting things notarized. Normally when you go down to the offices to get all these things filed, the people are very friendly and they're very helpful. So it's really not that big of a deal, but you do need to have all these things ready if you're going to do your photography business. Once again, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.